Good evening and welcome to Roncalli High School for the Roncalli boys volleyball versus the HSE Royals. This is a Royals versus Royals matchup in the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium this evening. I am Heather Lazan and I am here joined by two-time state champion, one-time state runner-up, one-time Indiana Mental Health Award winner. Mental health? Yeah, that was right. Mental attitude. You know what? Both are important. And probably like an unlimited amount of all-state, all-county, all-conference region, Reagan Turk.
Hello, everyone. I'm super thrilled to be here tonight calling this game with Heather. We have an amazing night ahead of us with it being senior night here for the Roncalli Royals and a top 5 matchup against the HSE Royals.
That's right. We've got number 1 in the state, Roncalli, playing number 4 in the state, HSE. They have played once already this season in a preseason tournament on April 18th, where the Royals of Roncalli took that match 2-0. Tonight, after talking to Coach Jennings, it's going to be a real key for them to just stay steady and play their game because HSE has a lot of hot hitters, but they're expecting them to be a little bit more inconsistent. So if we can stay consistent on the Roncalli side, he sees a good match coming for us. Right now we are finishing up warm-ups, and as Reagan said, it is senior night here in the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium. So we'll give a little shout out to some of our seniors coming up after the break. But right now, this pregame show is brought to you by Indianapolis Fruit, a family-owned leader in quality produce since 1947, delivering everything from organic produce to gourmet grab-and-go offerings. That's IndyFruit.com. Before the game, we caught up with Coach Jennings a little bit more, and we talked about one of their tournaments this past weekend where they headed up to Illinois to face some of the best competition in the Midwest. They ended up going 3-2 on the weekend, taking on 2 new losses for them on top 5 teams in the nation. He said it was great to get that high level of play going into playoffs for the team. He saw a lot of great action from his right sides that he's expecting to see tonight on senior night as well. Reagan, what are going to be some of the keys that you want to see tonight on senior night?
Yeah, I just think, like you said, staying steady, or Coach Jennings said it's going to be important for them. Staying steady, especially in a top 5 matchup like this, a high rivalry between these two schools in volleyball. So just staying steady, Roncalli playing their game, and just excited to see what they can do.
Yes, those keys to the match from Reagan and those keys to the match from Coach Jennings are from Kids Abilities, No Limits, Only Possibilities. Pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy for children from birth to 21. Going beyond therapy, unlocking each child's full potential. Kids Abilities at Indiana.com. As we get going with this national anthem and prayer, we will be right back to give you the starting lineups in about 2 minutes. We'll see you soon.
Looking for reliable HVAC professionals? Look no further than Anne and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Anne and Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Anne and Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Anne and Bartram, 317-889-9574.
Looking to make your brand stand out? Turn to Business Art Designs, celebrating over 35 years in the sign industry since 1990. As the official sign supplier of the Indianapolis Indians, they bring unmatched expertise to every project. From eye-catching temporary signage for any event, to durable, permanent signs that leave a lasting impression. Visit them on Main Street in the heart of downtown Beech Grove. Business Art Designs, proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics.
Discover the Coin Index in Greenwood. Have you inherited a coin collection you aren't sure what to do with? Are you interested in investing in precious metals? Then the Coin Index is your ultimate destination for coins and precious metals. We buy, sell, and appraise. Located at 857 North Madison Avenue, just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. For expert service and top-notch selection, visit us at coinindex.com. The Coin Index.
Gallagher's Pub and Eatery, your go-to spot before, after, and during all Roncalli events. As a family-owned and operated establishment, we take pride in offering a warm, friendly atmosphere where you can savor delicious pizza, fresh salads, mouth-watering wings, and a wide selection of ice-cold beverages. With 25 smart TVs around the venue, you'll catch every moment of the action and never miss a sporting event. Whether you're gearing up for the big game or celebrating a win, Gallagher's is the place to be.
Building your vision from concept to creation. At Gemco Constructors, we're your one-stop partner in commercial construction, from mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to building automation and post-project service. We deliver projects on time, on budget, and built to last. Innovation, safety, and service. Proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals. Visit wearegemco.com today. Gemco, building your vision, concept to creation.
It's time for starting lineups. Brought to you by Indiana Electrical Services. First, your Roncalli Royals.
Welcome back to the Roncalli Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium. Again, this is Heather Lazan and Reagan Turk here for the Royals versus Royals matchup for the Roncalli Royals versus HSE. We're going to get you started with these Set 1 lineups brought to you by Laurie and Dunbar CPA. For all your accounting needs, give Laurie and Dunbar CPA a call or visit online at ld-cpas.com. Reagan's going to start us off with the Roncalli senior field lineup this evening.
For tonight, starting for your Royals, Roncalli Royals that is, number 1, AJ Morris, number 3, Jack Hovanek, number 4, Maddox Butler, number 10, Xavier Laurie, number 12, Noah Meyer, number 18, Charlie Spearing, and number 33, Charlie Kaufman.
And on the HSE side, those starters are going to be number 0, Brant Marchione, number 3, Brandon Lejeune, number 6, Eli Boyer, number 9, Ethan Kilberg, number 11, Carter Jensen, number 15, Evan LeCure, and number 22, Cash Entrese. And here we go with handshakes to get us started.
Interesting approach there by the Roncalli Royals. I've never seen that one before.
You know, it's been a while, but they're excited here on senior night.
Yes.
And we're going to have a senior field lineup to start. Coach Jennings did say they're going to start with A.J. Morris running that 5-1. And now, for those of you that haven't tuned in recently, Coach Bell and I have gone over the difference between 5-1 and 6-2 a couple times. But in case we have some new people, give me like a quick 10-second rundown.
Me? 5-1, basically you're going to have one setter with 3, well, going all the way around. 6-2, you're going to have 2 setters with a right side going in and out for one of the setters usually, or them playing front row. So there's my 10-second rundown.
There's your 10-second rundown of that. So basically, to get started, we're going to see A.J. Morris going all the way around with hands on this one. Some stats just to look for as we get going. The HSC Royals are led in kills by Ethan Kilberg, so we'll expect him to get quite a few sets this evening. Their ace leader is the setter, Marchione, but their second in kills is his twin, Marchione. So we're going to see the coach's sons get quite a few balls, but something tells me they're just as good because they've been in the gym for ages with their dad, knowing exactly every single routine that he wants to run.
Definitely.
Alrighty, and this first serve and game ball is brought to us by Skip Cheeseman Dental Services. Smile with confidence. For all your dental needs, call Skip Cheeseman DDS in Plainfield. Call or visit at cheesemandds.com. And here's Morris back to serve that first ball. And HSE could not quite handle that, but they did start off with a pretty good pass. So let's see if AJ kicks his serve up a little bit.
Sometimes you just got to get that first one in to get your rhythm going and then add pressure from there.
They go at LeCure and right back to get him to start. And Roncalli with the big stuff to keep momentum going early. Across the back line for HSE is going to be LeCure and serve receive in that right back position. Their libero, Carter Jensen in middle back, and then Ethan Kilberg in left back. Let's see if they keep going towards zone 1. With the tip over the net, Noah Meyer handles that one just fine. Out of system for the Roncalli. And just inbound there for Charlie Kaufman. It's always tough when you don't necessarily have a left-hander on your team. As someone who's played defense, what's the difference when you're playing on those wing defenders when you're facing a lefty?
I mean, especially I would say for right back, they just have that sharp cross a lot easier than, say, a right-handed person on the right side. So I think just being a lefty gives you a little more options.
Yeah, and we saw that hard cross there. Kilberg just misses a really tight 4-to-4 cut shot there. That looks like a spot that they've scouted from a previous matchup because it was open, but just a little long.
Be curious to see if Noah Meyer starts filling in around there.
And there's an ace for A.J. Morris. And just like that, it is 5-0 on that Marian University scoreboard. HSE takes their first timeout, and we'll be right back in 30 seconds.
A confident smile can change everything, and at Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, they make that transformation fun, affordable, and easy. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, their expert team helps kids, teens, and adults feel proud of their smile every step of the way. With their convenient Southside location, Dr. Todd Hickman and his team have served our community for over 40 years. Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, transforming smiles, transforming lives. Proud supporter of Roncalli and Roncalli Athletics.
Welcome back to the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium. If you're just joining us, we're just getting started here in set 1 where the Roncalli Royals are up 5-0 on that Marian University scoreboard. A.J. Morris has gone on quite a great run to get us started here, really targeting that zone 1 in serve receive right now for the HSE. HSE goes back to Kilberg on the outside, and he's able to force that through the block. Roncalli was up there, but they just needed to get their hands pressed over a little bit more on that one.
Yes, just came down right in front of Maddox Butler and Charlie Kaufman.
That's going to put Carter Jensen back to serve for HSE. And that set just a little bit long out to Laurie. If you were in with us last week, Coach Jennings had talked about how he was trying to speed up their offense a little bit, and it almost looked like Laurie was coming in for that faster tempo, but they had gone back to a higher speed there. And that long serve from HSE will bring Laurie back to serve for the Roncalli Royals. We're going to have to revert back to Rebels or something at this point. We can't have 2 Royals. And a second long serve. Sometimes those missed serves can just get a little bit contagious.
Yes, unfortunately.
It's going to bring Marchione back to serve. Brant Marchione leads the team in aces so far, and Kaufman comes back after that missed block with a shot down the line. There's nothing better as a former right side than going down the line in a spot where their libero can't get to it.
Oh, line is one of my hardest challenges I have. It's difficult to dig down the line, so if I were right side, I feel like I'd be going there every time.
Ooh. And dug there by Xavier Laurie, but up and over the net. Couldn't quite keep it in bounds. And, you know, I think this is one of the first times on one of these broadcasts that we've had a DS on. So now we get to kind of see the inner workings of what Noah Meyer and Carter Jensen are thinking on that left back position.
Oh, yeah.
In that case, deep corner. Tough shot to get.
Tough shot right over the block. It's not much you can do. You just got to be like, hey, nice shot, Charlie Spearing.
It's going to bring Gavin Luthane back to serve for Roncalli. Gavin goes right at HSC's libero. HSC goes for high hands, causing an out of system for Roncalli, and Charlie Spearing not quite able to handle that one over the net. We're seeing a pretty fast pace just to get us started here, so I'm very interested. While the Roncalli came out in a 5-0 start, both teams are starting to get settled.
Yes.
And it's really going to come down to who can stay more consistent in their serve pass game to keep this going.
Right, first contact wins you the game.
Spearing back to serve for Roncalli. That will bring Laurie back to the front row for the Royals. HSC not quite able to handle it, causes a roll shot. And Roncalli forces it to the middle. Tight set, blocked by Roncalli. And just sent over there by HSC. And there's a kill out of the middle for Havanek.
It looked like Jensen had that, but he's just a little short of getting it all the way up to Marcion.
I love seeing Roncalli really force the middles here in the beginning. Reagan, maybe you could talk a little bit about it, but how difficult it can be to defend when a team gets their middles going really early.
Yeah, it's super difficult because you have to stay honest to where you're going. You got to kind of just stay put until set's going, and keeping the middle involved, it gives you another option that usually it's just pins. So it's hard to know where to go, and especially for blockers, I feel like just keeping them honest, keeping the HSC Royals on their toes a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So as long as Roncalli's able to maintain their great passing right now and keep those middles going, it's just going to keep those HSC blockers guessing. As you start to get those out-of-system balls where the ball's coming from behind the 10-foot line, it gets easier to, we never say we guess as blockers, but easier to guess where the ball's going to go. Starting to see a couple more missed serves here. It's going to bring number 15, Evan LeCure, back to serve for HSC. He has a high top right at Spearing. Spearing handles it pretty well. And we get a junk ball over from HSC. Morris tries to go up on two, but can't quite get his hips around that ball to keep it in bounds.
That was a really good try by AJ Morris. I love a setter that gets up and tries to put it down.
It's a tough swing to do with a right hand, though. You really got to flip your entire body in time to get to that. Another tough serve by LeCure. The ball was in bounds. The antenna's moving. Looks like they're going to call the antenna on the block, and a great cut shot then by Laurie. That'll bring AJ Morris back to serve again. Let's see if he can get going on another run. Morris goes back at LeCure in zone one. Tight set by HSC. They're able to just recycle it. They go towards LeCure in the back row, and it's handled by Kaufman. Out to Laurie, and a tough tip off that right back. Right now it feels like we're seeing really how Roncalli's ball control is able to let them navigate and control this game so far. HSC on another out of system. Roncalli handles it and gets a great swing out of Maddox Butler in the middle. They go out to the outside, and Laurie drills it down the line. That's going to bring a second timeout for HSE here. On that Marian University scoreboard, we're seeing a 14-8 lead towards the Royals. We're going to take another 30-second break, and we will be right back.
At Greenwood Vision Dr. Olivia Yankee, Roncalli alum class of 2009, and her team treats you like family with expert eye exams, stylish frames, and personalized care. No rush, no hassle, just friendly service and sharp vision. Isn't it time you saw clearly and felt confident? Call Greenwood Vision Care today at 317-653-5872 to schedule your appointment. Greenwood Vision Care, where eye care feels like home.
And welcome back to the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium, where the score is 14-8 on that Marian University scoreboard in set 1 in favor of the Roncalli Royals. So far, we're seeing ball control play a really big part for Roncalli in their first set lead.
Yeah, it's just getting the ball up to A.J. Morris in his hands where he's not really having to move, giving them every option, and is just keeping HSE guessing.
Absolutely, and even when they are passing it off the net, they're getting it high enough that AJ has time to just sit and wait for it right now. So he's still getting 2 and 3 opportunities to set up. That ball just out of bounds by LeCure. But you can see as the passes aren't necessarily perfect for HSE, they're really forcing LeCure in the back row right now as an out-of-system option. Kilberg just a little bit early on the out-of-system ball. And that brings Morris back to serve again. We saw him go on a huge serving run to start the set, and now here in the middle, he's going on quite a good one again. And just like that, HSE able to control that serve receive, force the middle, and get a first ball kill. Reagan, how important are those first ball kills when you're trying to get momentum back for your team?
Extremely important. All it really takes is that one kill to, go on a service run yourself. So just getting the one pass, calm down, and get to your setter so they can make a good decision and have one of your hitters put it down.
Absolutely. Huge dig by Noah Meyer here. And Roncalli able to force another out-of-system ball to Charlie Spirit in the back row. That all started with the defense from Meyer. That's going to bring Xavier Laurie back to serve for Roncalli. Laurie went long on his first attempt, but he goes right at the libero and right back. And Roncalli called in the net on that one. Not quite sure if that hit was in, but HSE lucked out with a net call. That'll bring Brant Marchione back to serve. Brant came into this game with 20 aces on the season. Almost gets another. But the Royals able to recycle a ball. Charlie Spearing with a really smart out-of-system shot there.
That was just go high on the hands, force it to him, and ultimately HSE blocks it out of bounds.
That'll bring Meyer back to serve for Roncalli. He goes back at the libero, Carter Jensen. HSE tips it long right at Meyer. Kaufman gets blocked, but they call HSE in the net. So another break for the Royals here. Kaufman's had a few shots to get started, and one of our kids' abilities, keys to the games, to start the game was to get those right sides involved. So you can really see AJ forcing that right now.
Long shot at the bench.
Looks like we might be seeing a little bit of frustration on the HSE side, down 20-10 in set 1. I know they were excited to come into this top 5 matchup. Covered twice by HSE. But they do end up calling 4 hits on the HSE side, so maybe not covered that second time.
Just waiting for that call. Our blockers were just a little far off the net to be for there to be a touch there, but they got it.
And just long, looks like HSE was looking for a touch on that dig, but I do think Noah Meyer swung and missed.
Yeah, I did not see a touch.
Meyer goes back at the libero, Jensen. They go outside to Untersea, and he's able to tool off the block. At this rate, we'll look for the HSE Royals. Just try to get some momentum going into set 2. Maybe go on a couple service runs, but Roncalli's been handling their serve pretty easily so far, offering lots of opportunities on the offense. And they call HSE in the net once again. That's going to bring Luthane in for Roncalli. Going back row for Kaufman. Luthane goes right at the libero. HSE forces the middle, and number 6, Eli Boyer, who leads the team in hitting efficiency, and right there you can see why.
Yes, there was a perfect kill. Just try and get some momentum back, like you mentioned before. See what Marcion can do here.
Once again, you get that perfect pass, and it's just tough to block the middle when all 3 options are available. Marcion into the net, which is going to bring set point to the Royals side. Charlie spearing back to serve. And spearing into the net. Can't miss on set point.
Can't miss on set point.
Back in the olden days of boys volleyball when I managed, that would have meant spearing owes the team donuts. I don't know if they still do that. I think they should bring it back.
I agree. Everyone likes a donut.
Everyone loves a donut. Big block for HSE here. Roncalli trying to run a little bit more of a dynamic offense, which we've talked about the last few broadcasts. I know Coach Jennings wants to get in before they get into playoffs, but unfortunately, right into a 6-6 block. And a missed serve in set 1. That's going to go to Roncalli to a score of 25-14. And we will be right back for set 2 here in 1 minute.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
You need the job done right. Trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of '99, and David Moran, class of '94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit.
Whether you're heading out of town or just need trusted care for your pets, look no further than the Kennel at Arbor Lane. With spacious indoor and outdoor accommodations, a caring staff, and a commitment to treating every dog like family, the Kennel at Arbor Lane is where pets feel right at home. From short stays to extended boarding, your four-legged friends will be safe, happy, and loved. Give yourself peace of mind and your pets the care they deserve. The Kennel at Arbor Lane, a proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics. Visit thekennelatarborlane.com to learn more.
Kids' Abilities, we believe in one simple truth: no limits, only possibilities. Our dedicated team offers pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy focused on sensory regulation, building intrinsic motivation, and making meaningful connections for children from birth to 21. We go beyond therapy. We support families, celebrate achievements, and unlock each child's fullest potential. Kids' Abilities, where possibilities become realities. Visit kidsabilitiesindiana.com.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk-Veldoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk-Veldoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk-Veldoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
Welcome back to the Roncalli Media Network and the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium. If you're just joining us, Roncalli just won set 1 to a score of 25-14, which you can still see on that scoreboard. Our set 2 lineups are going to be brought to us by Indiana Electrical Services, handling all your electrical needs, big or small. Roncalli alums Jeff Russell and David Moran are proud to serve you, Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit.
It appears that the Roncalli Royals are going to go with the same lineup here to start set 2. So we have number 1, A.J. Morris, running that 5-1. Number 3, Jack Hovanek in the middle, along with number 4, Maddox Butler. Number 10, Xavier Laurie on the outside. Your libero, number 12, Noah Meyer. Number 18, Charlie Spearing on the outside. And number 33, Charlie Kaufman on the right.
And for HSE, Cash Untersea is going to get us started at the service line. Number 15, Evan LeCure, and our libero, Carter Jensen, in that back row. It's going to bring Brant Marchione as the setter in the front row. But Broderick Marchione on the outside in the front row, which is going to be a new outside for them. And number 3, Brant Lejeune in the middle. Right away, that's going to bring CJ Malentis in for the HSE Royals. Did not see him in set 1, so let's see if they just get some new mojo going into set 2. A.J. Morris goes right at the libero. And Maddox Butler with a huge swing, but barely dug by HSE. And Royals able to control that free ball and go right back to Xavier Laurie, where he only has 1 blocker.
That was a really smart play. Just HSE was not quite ready yet from the scramble play before, so Xavier just going down the line was a smart shot.
And Butler went up with the setter there, unfortunately offering an open net there to HSE. It's going to bring Carter Jensen back to serve for HSE. Roncalli has their tried and true, oh, I almost spoke too soon, serve-receive lineup, but Charlie Kaufman able to handle quite the out-of-system ball. Again, sometimes it helps to just have a lefty out there ready to take the trash out.
Yeah.
That'll bring Laurie back to serve. He goes right at Malentis in middle back. And from the back row, Maddox Butler with a huge stuff.
Great block there by Maddox. Not always easy to get up on that back row attack, just because, especially being the only one, he had no one to help him, but an amazing solo block.
Laurie back to serve again. We're seeing a lot of serves right to middle back, which I feel like is typically one of the easier places to pass from.
Right.
What do you think the strategy is on that right now?
I don't know. Maybe they're just saying, hey, put the ball in play, make the mistakes. It's kind of seemed what we saw them do in set 1. So just going back there and put the ball in play.
Absolutely. At this rate, I would say keep the ball away from Carter Jensen and let everybody else try to pass, because Carter Jensen seems to be handling okay. Would love to see a little bit more ball control from the rest of the team. Like that. Maddox Butler with a huge ball behind the setter. That was always one of my favorites to run, that 6 ball with just like a foot behind the setter, because it's so hard to read for the other middle's block. That, are you going to come in front? Are you going to come behind?
So it's such a sneaky little play.
And half the time you only have 1 blocker on you, so you have options to swing.
Right.
And Hovanek with a great little tip right over the block.
Yes. Took the words right out of my mouth. Oh. He saw the spot open and he placed the ball right there.
Noah Maya serves a little bit long. And that'll bring Cash Untersea back in for HSE. And Broderick Marchione back to serve for the Royals. He goes right at the libero for Roncalli. And a back row attack takes the setter out. But Roncalli not quite able to handle that out of system ball from HSE. Sometimes it just helps to have the taller and more athletic player.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how high you can jump to block if he can jump right over.
Right.
With Charlie Kaufman able to come right back and use that block to his advantage for a high hands kill. That'll bring Luthane back to serve for Roncalli. He goes right at Untersee in the serve, causing an out-of-system swing. Laurie handles that defensively. And Morris forces a very fast pace out to the outside.
Great swing by Charlie Spearing out there. Barely got some hands and landed in the deep corner.
Luthane forces the overpass on his serve. And Laurie from the back row goes right at that 1-6 seam. That's going to bring us to our first timeout, and we're going to stay here for this timeout. Brought to you by Marian University. Become a Knight at marian.edu. Just 10 minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Marian University is a premier Catholic university committed to excellence in learning, excelling in teaching, research, and scholarly activities. Marian.edu. And on that Marian University scoreboard, the score is 10-4 in favor of Roncalli. HSE calling their first timeout. And what are some of the things you're seeing Roncalli do really well again in set 2?
I just love the fast pace they have. They seem to be putting the ball in AJ's hands, and AJ just gets it to his headers. Trust everyone. I feel like the ball has been everywhere, so he's done a good job dividing that up, and just his hitters trusting in them and them getting kills.
Absolutely. And with a very senior-filled lineup tonight, you can tell that a lot of these players have been playing together for years and years. While they may not have all been on varsity every single year, they've all been playing together in club and played together in CYO, and all that chemistry is really showing through.
Yes, for sure.
As someone who had a very, very long tenure on the varsity squad with 2 state championships for Roncalli Volleyball, how important is it to build those relationships with the players that you're playing with?
It's so important. Just like playing next to people, knowing you trust them, knowing that they trust you, having that bond is something super special, and I think carries you very far, as you can see in this boys volleyball team with 4 state championships in a row, looking to clinch their 5th. It's just amazing to see them all out there. They just trust each other, they're calm, and they do what they need to do.
I believe I've heard this quote from Coach Jennings. I could be wrong, but he always says winning breeds winning, and you kind of just, I mean, I'm sure you get that also, but when you're around a lot of people that just really have a desire to win, not just here to play for fun, but they know what it takes in a tight match, it really makes putting in all the effort all the worth it.
Yes.
Tough serve from HSE with an out-of-system ball for Roncalli. Charlie Spearing goes high hands. As does HSE. Roncalli handles it. They go back to Spearing with the roll shot. High hands. Barely dug by Roncalli. Not quite able to handle that one. Laurie looked like he read it, but instead of turning and finding that ball, just kind of backpedaling and not quite able to handle that tough swing. That'll bring Ray Burrow back to serve again for HSE. He goes right at Spearing. And Laurie able to force that through the block, quite literally, because the block was up from the back row.
Just rolled down right down the front of those HSE blockers.
That'll rotate Laurie to the front row, bringing Spearing back to serve for Roncalli. Is a very well-placed topspin shot. Not very hard driven, but still tough to pass all on its own. Reagan, what are some different strategies you guys talk about in your gym when it comes to serving? Tough versus short, long, side to side?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the goal is to put the ball in bounds, right? But if you're going to miss long, make them at least think about it. It's easy if you just serve it in the net. So let the ball have a chance.
Absolutely, and that's one of those serves that you just said, if you're going to miss long. That's a tough serve. Coach can't be mad at that. You're going to make them think about it.
You're going aggressive.
That'll bring Havanek back to serve for Roncalli. Luthane not quite able to handle that back row attack from LeCure. Our last match, Coach Bell taught us a new serving term. Well, if you watch volleyball, you probably already know this serving term, but yo-yoing, because Roncalli was doing a lot of serve deep, serve short on the same person. What makes that so hard as a passer?
It's just, it almost is like gets in your head. You're like, wow, okay, short, now deep. And it's like you know because it's a pattern, but it's just for some reason it gets you.
It gets you. It switches up the angles you have to use. And for anybody who thinks this game doesn't have a lot of skill, it's a lot of geometry as a passer. You've got to make sure your ankle's going towards target.
That angle is very important.
And Maddox Butler with a kill off the slide attack there. Bringing Morris back to serve. He goes right at the libero. HSC with a high hand shot, but controlled by Spearing. Kaufman also goes off hands, but dug by HSC, forcing a tip for Roncalli. And a little bit too tight of a pass. Morris not quite able to get there.
He tried, but I think his hand got caught.
That can be the benefit of a 5-1, though. If he would have been front row, that's the perfect ball to get offensive on.
Right.
When you're coming from that back row, it just gets tough.
Yes.
Laurie, great swing down the line from about 6 feet off the net. That's a tough one. That'll put him back on the service line again. He goes right at Melintis and middle back for HSE. Forcing an out-of-system shot. Not quite in bounds for Marchione. Laurie goes at Jensen again in zone 1. And Roncalli called for the net and kind of a chaos play there. I don't really know. Called Maddox Butler in the net on that one?
I was honestly expecting it to be on the HSE Royals side, just with how close that ball was, but no one seemed to be arguing it, so.
And there's an ace for the ace leader, Brant Marchione. And he follows it up with a ball just long, which will bring Noah Meyer back to serve.
Much needed break for the Roncalli Royals there, just to get their mojo back.
Meyer goes right at Broderick Marchione, forcing an out-of-system kill. Meyer gets a hand out, can't quite handle that one to keep it in bounds. That'll bring Broderick Marchione back to serve for HSE. He goes at the libero Meyer. And Morris forces a middle kill on a very tough pass. That's an impressive set. That'll bring Luthane back to serve for the Royals. On a set like that, because he's falling off the net, it's just so hard for the middle to even trust that you're going to force that ball almost behind your shoulder, but still in front of you. But it doesn't matter on that point because HSC's LeCure gets the kill off hands. Bringing Ray Burrow back to serve for HSE. It's a tight one here in set 2. Score 18-15 on that Marian University scoreboard in favor of the Roncalli Royals. And Burrow serves just long. That'll bring Charlie Spearing back to serve for Roncalli. With a top spin right at Marchione. And HSE forces the middle. Gets a off the net kill of their own.
Those are always hard. When the ball hits the top tape, just you never know where it's going to go. And Gavin didn't know where it was going to go.
That's a tough one when you think you have the trajectory of the ball in your head, but it hits the tape and you're moving one direction, and there's a huge swing from Laurie. Pause on my thought for that one.
Great swing by Xavier.
I mean, I saw the block up, but
he's just such a confident hitter. He goes up and he swings hard and he gets through.
Yeah, he leads the team in kills coming into this match with 232. And you could tell why they're forcing the ball at him.
Yes.
And he comes right back after that with a tip that HSE can't handle.
I think it's things like that that make him such a successful hitter as well. He just had that huge kill, and then he goes with a smart shot, and it also throws them off guard. So just mixing up his shots is very, what's the word?
Clever.
Very clever.
Clever hitter for him. This will be the HSC's second time out, and we will be right back on the Roncalli Media Network.
Score big for Roncalli every time you swipe with Indiana Members Credit Union. When you use your IMCU Royals debit card for everyday purchases, you're helping fund Roncalli High School athletics with every signature-based transaction. Get your Roncalli Royals debit card free with your free IMCU checking account. Stop by your Southside branch at 5047 Madison Avenue or any IMCU branch near you, or sign up online at imcu.com. Swipe, support, repeat. Go Royals!
Welcome back to the Roncalli Media Network in the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium. I'm Heather Lazan, joined tonight by Reagan Turk, the All-State Volleyball libero for the Lady Royals of the volleyball team. It is set 2, and the score is 21-17 in favor of Roncalli. Roncalli's really been using their seniors tonight, all senior lineup, and they're proving that they are good enough to hang with another top 5 team in state.
Yes.
Oh, great pickup by Maddox. Offering an open net for Laurie.
That was a great just pickup by Maddox there. Sometimes those top tape serves, kind of like the hit, can just throw you off guard, but Maddox was watching that ball and he got it up.
That's why it's so important as the middle to actually watch the serve and not just transition early.
Yes.
LeCure gets the kill for HSC from the back row off high hands. And that'll put Jensen back on the line to serve for HSE. He goes right at Charlie Spearing. And Morris forces the ball outside to Laurie, and Laurie goes just up and over the block.
Insane.
We are seeing a great stretch of points from him right now. That'll put him back on the service line, and let's see if he can maintain that momentum from the service line and close out set 2. He goes for the high top spin, ace. Something about the boys going for balls out of bounds that
I really thought Noah Meyer was going to hit that ball, and I was like, wow, okay. Guess he just wants to play.
Now set point in favor of Roncalli is another ace for Laurie. And set 2 closes out because of Xavier Laurie.
Yes, that was a great stretch of points there by Xavier.
That brings final score of set 2, 25-18 in favor of the Royals. And we will be back for set 3 on the Roncalli Media Network.
When it comes to physical therapy, you have the freedom to choose your provider. At Indiana Physical Therapy, our experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Whether you're recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, we've got you covered. Take control of your health and schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call us at 317-449-2333.
Since 1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit. Produce a fresh experience.
When it comes to coin laundry, Laundry and Tan Connection stands out as Indiana and Kentucky's biggest and best. With cleaner, more spacious and user-friendly facilities, they lead the way in laundry services. But that's not all. They're also the area's premier tanning salon, offering top-notch tanning facilities at competitive prices and the best hours around. Discover why Laundry and Tan Connection is the top choice for both laundry and tanning by visiting laundryandtan.com today.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Since 1988, McGee & Company Fine Jewelers has been Greenwood's trusted, family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's most memorable moments. From bridal sales and insurance appraisals to custom designs and expert repairs, we're a full-service jewelry store. And if you don't see exactly what you're dreaming of, our award-winning designers will create it just for you. McGee & Company Fine Jewelers, built on service, dedicated to quality. Visit us at 880 U.S. Highway 31 North in Greenwood, just across from the Greenwood Park Mall, or online at mcgeejewelers.com.
Roncalli Royals versus the HSE Royals in a top 5 matchup here on senior night. If you're just joining us, Roncalli won set 1 by a score of 25-14 and set 2 by a score of 25-18. But set 2 was really won by Xavier Laurie there down the stretch.
Definitely. He went on that run there in the front row and then kept it going in the back row with 2 aces to finish out the set.
Set 3 is going to be brought to us by the Roncalli Roll Call, the Kennel at Arbor Lane. It's time for the Roncalli Roll Call, brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. Let us know if you are watching. Give me or Reagan a text, and we'll give you a shout-out. Trust the Kennel at Arbor Lane to take care of your pets while you are away, where your pets feel at home and the Royal fans stay connected. We're seeing a very similar lineup here for both teams in set 3.
Roncalli stays with that all-senior lineup, which you'd love to see on senior night.
I mean, why stray when they're doing so well
right.
to start?
Ooh. Ooh.
Morris with a very close call. That's one as a coach that you're not upset about.
Right.
Reagan and I may think that ball goes the other way, but you know what? We trust our line judges.
You might be upset with your JV player that's line judging, but it's okay. There's that fake play again by Charlie Spearing. I mean, it adds some entertainment to this already entertaining game, but
it does. But, you know, that's something that doesn't quite fly in the girls' gym, as you and I may both know. Brings Laurie back to serve again. He goes with the top spin. Forcing an out-of-system ball for HSE that they are not quite able to handle. And he continues his stretch going into set 3. Oh, and there goes Hendricks. Out on the court. Laurie back to serve again for Roncalli, and he goes long.
Looks like that one did not hit his hand.
And you know what? You can have the best day ever, and sometimes that just happens.
Yeah, it's okay.
Brings Marchione back to serve for HSE. And Roncalli called over the net.
I wasn't sure that Morris got his hand on that, but the up and down official said otherwise.
For those of you at home, Morris is a back row setter in that situation, and he went up to touch the ball and sent it over the net. That you cannot do that as a back row player, unfortunately. He did try to save it, but if he would have got it before the ball crossed the plane of the net, would have been legal. Because it went over, illegal play. And the Royals come back and offer an ace. And HSE lost their first lead they've had all match, and now it's tied 4-4. Let's see if they're able to get some momentum back going in set 3. That'll bring Noah Meyer back to serve for Roncalli. He goes right at Ethan Kilberg on the right side. Meyer with a diving dig to save. Not quite able to keep it on the Roncalli side, and HSE handles it, but what an up for Noah Meyer.
He just went flying through to get that ball off the ground.
Not quite a pancake. I don't think his hand was on the ground, but it's about as close as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
And Havana comes back with a big first ball kill off a serve receive. That'll bring Luthane back to serve for Roncalli. He goes right at Cash Untersea in the for HSE. Roncalli gets the dig over the net, and comes back with a huge stuff. That block was set up perfectly.
That's what I was just about to say. AJ Morris and Jack Hovanek were just waiting on that ball to come towards their hands, and sure enough, it went straight down.
And fully pressed over too. There was nothing Untersea could do. And AJ Morris able to show his offensive skills with a tool off the block. Luthane still back to serve for Roncalli. I believe he's on his 4th in a row, getting a nice little run going here in set 3. He gets a touch on the ball, not quite able to handle that swing out of the middle from HSE. Reagan, what's your thought process when a team has such a fast first ball kill out of the middle on serve receive?
It's just kind of like, okay, next ball. I mean, what are you going to do?
I mean, defensively, I would assume get stopped.
Yeah.
Don't get hit in the face.
Yeah.
But
at all costs, protect your face.
Keep the ball off the ground.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, that thing's coming about 60 miles an hour.
Right.
Morris not quite able to get that out-of-system ball over. And HSE with a big block here to give themselves some momentum again. That'll bring LeCure back to serve for HSE. He goes right at Charlie Spearing. Laurie with a recycle shot and goes to the deep corner for yet another kill.
Amazing play there. He put that one into the block and then just almost hopped back, jumped up, and got the kill.
That recycle shot, I feel like, is something that usually comes into a hitter's toolbox late in their career, but can be so useful.
So useful, and I feel like you said, right now it might be a little underused, but the block is really your friend.
Absolutely. Not only can you use it to get the ball back, but you could use it as, when we say you're tooling off the blocks, because you're quite literally using the block as a tool to get a kill.
Yes.
Just like that. I think LaCure's listening to us from down there.
Yeah, he must be.
He says, high hands, easy shot for me. That'll bring Malintis back to serve for HSE. He's gone on a couple short runs here for HSE. Let's see if he can bring them back into the folds in set 3. They go right at Charlie Spearing. And they force the slide on Maddox Butler. That's a shot that he's been very successful in the last few weeks.
Yes, and it seems like he's going towards that right back position where HSE is just not at right now.
What's the benefit as a hitter towards going at right back?
It takes your setter out if your setter's there. So that's a huge benefit. Gets them out of system, especially if a team struggles a little bit and out of system, which HSE has been struggling a little bit tonight. So great shot for the Roncalli Royals.
Yeah, when we're saying that out of system, Reagan says taking the setter out, that just means that you don't have that person that really keeps the rhythm going with your team setting that second ball. It's going to be somebody else, usually coming from a really weird angle that you're not always used to. And just, again, another really great tool to keep in your toolbox as a hitter. As is that aggressive push tip, as we see for another kill for Xavier Laurie, putting him back on the service line. He goes right out LaCure in the back row. And a fast hands block there for Maddox Butler. And Laurie a little bit too aggressive on that serve. That'll bring Brant Marchione back to serve for HSE. He goes right at Noah Meyer in middle back. And Charlie Kaufman may have gone long on that swing, but they call HSE in the net. Now, if that swing would have landed, that's a tough, high, flat swing to a deep corner to play defense on. Ooh, blocked back by Roncalli, but the Royals of HSE able to hustle and get the play over. And they end the rally with the block. And not just any block, a solo block. That could bring some momentum to their side here.
Yes. HSE did a really good job there of getting back from their hustle play and just getting back into position.
Gonna bring Kilberg back to serve for HSE. He goes right at Spearing. Spearing passes it low, but able to force that ball through the block. What a crafty shot there on kind of a chaos play of his own creation.
It's crazy to me how much the boys use their hands in serve receive.
Yes. And Coach Bell and I have talked about that before, but now I'm going to trust her opinion, not she's under the impression. She knows quite a bit about the game. That the boys are a lot stronger and they find that they have more control with their hands, which I think is crazy because we would never. We try to avoid that at all costs in the girls' game. And Laurie with the kill from the back row, but again, you see that just from defense on a hard-driven ball. The great up there by Luthame. That's going to bring HSE to their second timeout, first timeout of this set. The score of 18-11. We will be right back on the Roncalli Media Network.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
Welcome back to the Roncalli Media Network at the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium. It is set 3 on senior night here for the Roncalli boys volleyball. But the Royals are up 18-11 against the Royals of HSE. Brendan Luthane has been on a bit of a run here for Roncalli in set 3, going on his, I think, 4th serve, but I'm going to be completely honest, folks, I have not been keeping track. He goes right at Carter Jensen. And the Royals able to pick up a crafty ball, and Charlie Spearing tools the block out of bounds. What a play.
Great pickup there by Xavier Laurie. Great run through, too.
Really covering the corner to corners there in middle back. Luthane with the tough, hard-driven serve. Can't quite pick up that funky shot off of Kilberg's hand. That's another one. Can't really blame the DS there. I don't think that's what they intended to do with the ball. HSC goes right at Noah Meyer and serve receive. And Charlie Spearing with another tool off high hands. That'll bring Charlie Spearing back to serve for Roncalli. He goes high top spin to the deep line. HSC able to get a tip over. And Roncalli able to find a funky play and a crafty shot once again.
Great pickup there by Gavin. Just kind of threw his body out there and kept the ball off the ground.
You know, at the beginning of the game, we talked a lot about ball control and how Roncalli just wanted to stay consistent. At this point, I would almost say they're winning because they're so calm. Because they don't necessarily have the most typical ball control plays right now. But even when something funky is happening, somebody is calmly stepping into that.
Yep, that's all you need, one calm play just to settle everyone else down.
Or in Laurie's case, a huge stuff block on an out-of-system play for HSE.
Works.
They're all going to bring momentum. Laurie with the tip pickup. Morris forces it to Havanek in the middle. And Roncalli not quite able to force that one over the net. Maybe we spoke too soon about the calm plays.
Yeah. Looks like Xavier just misread that one.
It's going to bring Evan LeCure back to serve for HSE. Maybe a funky toss there on that one. Probably wants that serve back.
Yes, he had to chase that one. I think he knew it right as it left his hand, too.
Yeah. And now don't get me wrong, on a high topspin, you want to chase yourself a little bit. You want to toss that ball in front, but they may have been a little bit too far. HSC comes right back, though, and tools off their first ball kill. Bringing Melendez back to serve. Melendez goes right at Charlie Spearing. And Laurie forces the recycle shot, covers, and gets another kill. It's going to bring Charlie Kaufman back in, and it is match point here for A.J. Morris on senior night. A.J. Morris goes right at Carter Jensen, forcing the out-of-system swing from HSE. Covered, and Charlie Kaufman wins the game here on an open net for set 3 at a final score of 25-14.
Great swing by Charlie there. Happy to see him do that on his senior night for match point.
All right, and we will be right back here on Roncalli Media Network for that Piazza Produce post-game show, where we will give you the player of the game and talk about how those keys to the match went for the Roncalli Royals.
No one cares about your home as much as you do. You deserve to be comfortable and know you're receiving expert care.
That's why Peterman is dedicated to service with significance.
We provide continuous support and training to our field professionals, helping them be experts in their fields.
We listen to you to give you the best possible service
so you can feel confident in your home.
Next time you need heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical service? Let Peterman handle it.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com.
Did you know 80% of Americans don't floss daily, risking gum disease, bad breath, and even tooth loss? At Skip Cheeseman DDS, we believe your dental health is worth protecting, from routine cleanings and wisdom tooth removal to implants and IV sedation. Dr. Cheeseman and his caring team combine experience with comfort, so you can smile with confidence. Call 317-839-2088 or visit Cheeseman.com today. Skip Cheeseman DDS, caring for smiles, caring for you, and a proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals.
It's time for the Piazza Produce postgame show on the Roncalli Media Network. Piazza Produce. Freshness you can count on.
Welcome back to the Roncalli Media Network on the Piazza Produce postgame show. Piazza Produce is a family-owned and trusted in Indianapolis since 1970. Piazza is a leading distributor of the freshest produce, specialty items, proteins, and more. Piazza Produce, unmatched service and freshness you can count on. And welcome back. It's Roncalli just won on senior night with a set of 3-0. And Roncalli really just handled this match from start to finish, starting with their ball control and staying consistent throughout the whole game.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Roncalli did an amazing job of just getting the ball to AJ, trusting in him, and those hitters going up and putting the ball down.
Yeah, and as we said, this was a top 5 matchup, and as we came into the game, Coach Jennings said that they've faced HSE before, and they have some big hitters, which we did see in quite a few big kills from LeCure, and just some great sets and serves all the way around from HSE, but we saw a very calm demeanor, even in the chaos tonight for Roncalli.
Yeah, I thought Roncalli just did a good job of focusing on them, letting HSE make all the mistakes, giving them the ball, but only focusing on their side, not really worrying about those big hitters or whatnot on HSE's side.
Absolutely. Spreading out the offense, we saw quite a few different slide attacks from the middles, forcing the middle from behind the 10-foot line. And one of the big pieces that we mentioned at the end of the match and the end of set 2 is Xavier Laurie really, truly went off there at the end of set 2.
Yes, he did. He went on that. He had a few great attacks, hard hitting the floor, and then went back there and served 2 aces to win the second set and just continued it into the third. And that's what you need out of a 6 rotation player like Xavier.
Absolutely. And you mentioned it also, A.J. Morris, able to run a very consistent offense. Coach Jennings had said they wanted to get the right sides involved early, and Charlie Kaufman had a great game with the southpaw, hitting quite a few crafty shots towards the setter.
Yeah, I thought Charlie did an amazing job of just going down the line, taking every opportunity that was given to him. He put the ball down as much as he could.
Absolutely. And to finish off that game, just as a recap, set 1, Roncalli won 25-14. Set 2, they won 25-18. And set 3, they handled it 25-14 once again. We're going to take one last break on the Roncalli Media Network, and then we will be back with that player of the game.
Tonight, our Royals played as a team, but one athlete clearly gave us a sign of greatness. And who better to help spotlight this standout performance than Business Art Designs, the experts in making big moments impossible to miss. With over 35 years of experience, they know how to make excellence stand out. From temporary signs to lasting displays, they bring every message to life. Congrats to this week's Roncalli Royals Player of the Game.
All right, welcome back to the Piazza Produce postgame show. Our player of the game, brought to you by the Business Art Designs, was after set 2 and set 3, definitely Xavier Laurie.
Yes, Xavier did an amazing job, like we have said throughout the broadcast. He just is such a confident player, and he doesn't let anything bother him. Getting blocked once or twice, doesn't matter. He's going to go up the next time and get that big swing.
Yeah, and like you said early on in the broadcast, he's a clever player too. We saw some hard swings from him. We saw some tool shots from him and some super aggressive serves. So your Business Arts and Designs player of the game is going to be Xavier Laurie tonight on Senior Night. Thank you so much for joining myself, Heather Lazan, and our favorite libero from Roncalli. I hope a lot of other people heard that. Reagan Turk.
It was a pleasure to be on here tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
At Vision Quest Eye Care, we want to see what you see. For more than 25 years, we've offered eye exams for the whole family and care for a range of eye diseases and conditions. Pick out your glasses and sunglasses in our stunning new optical shop staffed with friendly faces. Visit us at our Greenwood and Fishers offices and schedule your visit at visionquesteyecare.com. That's visionquesteyecare.com. We want to see what you see.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your financial future.
Thinking about buying or selling land? Maybe a hunting paradise, some productive farmland, or a cozy home with some elbow room? Then look no further than Bill and Jay Miner, your Whitetail Properties land specialists. These Roncalli alums know West Central and South Central Indiana like the back of their hands. Don't wait. Call Bill and Jay today at 317-446-9500 or at 317-370-2422 or visit their agent profiles at whitetailproperties.com.
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Roncalli Media Network. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any other use of this presentation without the express written consent of Roncalli High School is prohibited. Thank you for watching on the Roncalli